Today I go back in time to learn how to make some ancient goat cheese. Karen visits Vladimir from the Raven's Basket Ministry. And then I have a kosher lunch in Jerusalem, and it's all coming up right now. Hey everybody, I'm Joe Amaral.
And I'm Karen Amaral.
And thanks for watching another edition of First Century Foundations. And we are here in Jerusalem, standing in front of the Plaza Hotel. And I gotta say, I've stayed in a lot of hotels. This is a great hotel. The view has been like out of this world every night.
I have enjoyed getting up in the mornings and taking photographs out of our window. It's been absolutely beautiful here.
Yeah, and at night sitting down and just kind of staring at the walls of the old city. I don't know, I've been here like so many times and still it's incredible. The food here is really good. And we're talking about food today on the show. We're talking about the importance of kosher. In the time that Jesus lived, eating kosher was very, very important, but we're finding out too that it's actually important today as well. The Old Testament, it commanded that the Jewish people eat kosher foods, and it talks about it in Leviticus chapter 11.
Yeah. God tells Moses to tell the children of Israel what they can and cannot eat, and
yeah, I mean, a lot of Christians don't like the kosher food laws, and there's a lot of confusion about it, and we're not going to try to answer the question, should you or should you not eat certain foods, but we are going to explore what the Bible did say in that time, what you could and what you couldn't eat. The New Testament talks about it. I mean, you know, Jesus mentions it in Mark as well.
Yeah, it says, and again Jesus called the crowd to him and said, listen to me, everyone, and understand this. Nothing outside a person can defile them by what is going into them, but rather it's what comes out of a person that defiles them. And after he had left the crowd and entered the house, his disciples asked him about this parable. Are you so dull, he asked.
I'm sorry, that's funny. Are you so dull?
Don't you see that nothing enters a person from the outside can defile them, for it doesn't go into their heart but into their stomach and then out of the body? He went on to say, what comes out of a person is what defiles him, for it's within, out of a person's heart, that the evil thoughts come: sexual immorality, thief, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, lewdness, envy, slander, arrogance, and folly.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. All these evils come from inside and defile a person.
I'm going to go on a quest to learn how to make first century food. I'm not going to tell you how. You're going to be surprised, I think. And then I'm going to meet up with a rabbi, and I'm going to ask him about food laws and how and why you need to keep kosher today.
And today I'm going to visit Kehilat HaKarmel's Raven Basket Food Ministry to learn more about serious food issues that are in Israel today. Today I'm meeting with Menachem at Kfar Kedim to learn more about what life was like during the time of Jesus and how the everyday person would eat.
Listen, man, I'm really excited to be here. We want to know what did Jesus eat? What kind of foods would he have eaten on a regular basis? And that's why we're here today, because we understand that you can give us an amazing insight into how they ate in those times.
I'm going to share with you exactly.
With so much that we could explore, Menachem decided to dress me up as a first century shepherd to prepare me for working with sheep and goats. I have to admit, I look pretty good.
You know, Joe, I'm not sure that I can see how you deal with your staff, the people that came with you. I think you are the shepherd. I mean, you are the leader.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I want to ask you to do something. Take a look there.
Yeah.
And don't move. Okay, don't turn your head.
So look there.
Yeah, and don't turn your head.
Oh boy.
Okay. Trust me. Most of the people don't hurt when they trust me.
Okay, good.
Okay, don't turn your head, I ask you.
Oh boy. Okay. And you're not going to help me out. You're not going to tell me what he's doing, right?
Okay, don't turn your head again. I want to remind you that the shepherd, he really tests how he behaves to his people. And if you saw somebody that he's a little bit weak,
oh yes,
you must help him. Because the power of the group passed by how they behave.
Hi, Kred.
Take the legs here.
Did you get my girly scream?
Yeah.
Awesome.
This
Manishma.
is the picture.
Alon. How are you?
It means that how you behave.
Oh.
This is a story about Moses.
He's cleaning my ear. Tada.
Yeah.
You know what though?
A little goat. Yeah, we are speaking here. Come on, yeah.
So rude. There's a story in the New Testament. Jesus talks about leaving the 99 to go find the one. If there's one that's lost, you have to go find it. Oh, poor guy.
Thought. Yeah, what we try, think about this. You go to shepherd your flock, and somebody is weak. You took him on your shoulders.
Yes.
This is the real shepherd. I think it's enough for her.
And for me.
Come on, lady, go back to your
That
mommy.
was awesome. I've never done anything like that in my life before. Oh my goodness. Kind of deaf in this ear, but this one's really clean though, so.
Now, guys, I want to
What's
give you the
next?
opportunity
Yes.
to understand what they used to be shepherds. It means that you get the meat from them. This is what
Okay.
they used to eat.
Yeah.
But, you know, in your case, we didn't slaughter goats for you now.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
But I can explain you how they used the milk.
Okay, don't point that thing at me.
Why not? You want to really to feel the things, Joe. What's the problem?
Yeah, that's 3D. You don't need glasses for that.
Yeah.
Everything's loaded. Watch where you're pointing it. Epa.
Yeah, okay, take a look. You can be a real shooter. It's easier to use the slingshot, you know.
Okay.
But what it means that you must even here practice. Do what I'm doing.
Okay.
Try to do it in the right direction. If not, you get some ears drop from the ears of the goat. You get some drops of milk. You know, if you're going to do it to the other side, you close those two fingers here.
What's these two?
No, here, those.
Oh, the key. Ah, okay.
And now you push it down.
Awesome.
Come on, do it.
Oh, dear Lord in heaven.
What do you think? It's easy to be a... Oh, you got it, Joe!
Wait,
All the way down. No, don't take the... Okay. Don't take the nipple with you, you know. Be nice to the goats.
Okay, you guys want to see 3D? Okay, it's going.
It's enough.
It's good.
Enjoy, really.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Now, after we get the milk, I want to try to conclude what
I'm still
we did
covered
here.
in milk. I'm still getting over this.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
I'm good.
This is the reason why we gave the outfit, you know.
Yeah.
because- Now we speak about how you prepare his cheese in the middle of the nowhere. Okay.
Okay.
What we get here? A fig.
Oh, a
This is
fig.
a fig tree. Yeah.
Okay.
Take a look. This is a real milk. You can see without anything. Hot
Yes.
milk. Hot goat's milk.
Hot goat milk, fresh.
And now, yeah, fresh. And now what we are going to do? We are going to put some drops of the milk here.
Oh, from the fig.
Yeah, sap of the fig inside the hot milk. Okay, do it please with
Okay.
this.
All right. How many drops put?
How
Just-
you get there? How many you get there?
Okay, 2.
Yeah, it's enough, I think.
Okay.
And now I'm going to take my Leatherman, of course, like King David. Yeah.
Oh, your lighter, yes,
Yeah.
from the first century.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
your knife. Okay.
Yeah, my knife, my Leatherman. And now I peel a little bit the twig, and I'm going to ask you to stir it.
Ah, okay.
Please do it.
Yes, sir.
Slowly, slowly. We're in the ancient time. Nobody is
No
around.
rush. I don't have a watch. I don't know
rush.
what
Yeah,
time
of
it
course.
is. It's fine.
We don't have any time here.
Oh. Okay, is that enough or more?
No, you will see. Joe, take a look what we found here. Take a look.
Ah, I see. It's starting to get thicker.
Yeah, thicker. I think
Ooh.
you call it in English curdled. It's curdled.
Oh, curdled?
Yeah.
No, is that the right word?
Probably. Now, in the ancient times, they use a head cover. I don't want to use my head cover because it adds some flavor to your. Now,
cheese,
yeah.
okay.
Now,
I'll make it like a basket.
yeah, exactly. Now, take a look what I'm doing. Now, all the waters go from the little holes. And now squeeze it a little bit. Joe, I give you the respect to do
You
it.
like giving me stuff to squeeze.
Yeah, but you know,
Oh, it's hot. Oh, okay.
on your hand,
Oh, look at that.
you get a cheese.
Oh, my goodness. Cool.
And now take a look what I'm doing. I'm going to take a piece. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. No, sorry. It's very nice. Come on, put your hand, please. Hand, and taste it. It's nice, you know.
Fresh.
Fresh, nice, and you get protein in the middle of the nowhere.
Awesome.
Think about the ancient shepherds. This is exactly what they're doing.
Had a great, great time, even though you squeezed goat milk on me.
You came from Canada.
I came from Canada.
And now you can go to Canada back and recommended people to come to Israel. They have amazing experience here.
Absolutely, man.
Kfar Kedim.
Listen, let me tell you guys, this is the first time I met Menachem, the first time I've come to this site, and I had such a wonderful, wonderful time that we are going to add this to our itinerary. So when you come to Israel, I hope you'll be here to meet them. But if not, all this that you saw us do, you get to do as well. You'll get to milk a goat, make the cheese, make the bread, and just at the right time of the year, even make olive oil, step on grapes, all kinds of exciting and fun stuff, right?
And now I want to ask you, how you can go from here? You have your taxi here or something like this?
I don't know how I'm going to get back.
Okay, I'm going to offer you a taxi of the ancient time. Once upon
With
a time.
air conditioning?
Of course.
The real air conditioning.
Yeah. If you get the wind, it's going to be air conditioned. If not. Okay, this is a real donkey.
Hey, hoppa. So he's okay?
Yeah, you can climb up.
All right.
Sit.
Okay.
Try to hold here. Feel comfortable. You know, balance.
Balance, I got it. Let me go back.
Balance in your life, it's very important, especially when you're on a donkey.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Like this. Ho, to go.
Ho!
And each to stop. This is how they did it, you see? Ho!
Ho!
It cannot work here. We're in the Middle East, we have a special language for donkeys. Ho, to go. And ish to stop. You see it's working, it stops.
So ho to go?
Hey! Hey! It comes from here. Said it.
Ho!
Ha! Yeah.
Ho!
Yeah, now I'm going to do something with you because I saw that you're really professional.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the leash.
Oh, okay.
And you are going to ride from here to Yerushalayim.
Of course I am.
Okay, to Yerushalayim.
Ready? Ho!
No, ho! Stop him.
Ho!
Give him some leash. Say go. Hey!
Ho!
I hope you're professional, you're better.
Ho! There you go. There you go. See you guys. Coming up, Karen talks with Vladimir from the Raven's Basket Food Ministry, and later I have a kosher lunch with Rabbi Ken Spiro. Don't go away.
For 2,000 years, man has been studying the life and words of Jesus. But in our modern culture, can we truly understand what he really meant? Now we can. Joe Amaral's book, Understanding Jesus, removes the veil of history and brings us greater understanding of the time and culture that Jesus and the authors of the Bible lived in. In Understanding Jesus, we study the feasts of the Lord as Jesus celebrated them and find valuable insight into God's prophetic timetable throughout history. Knowing more about this ancient culture will give you accurate insight into the teachings of Jesus and will take your faith to a whole new level. And this life-changing book can be yours for just $20. Call today and order your copy of Understanding Jesus by Joe Amaral, 1-877-628-2800, or visit us online at www.firstcenturyfoundations.com.
Well, I'm here in Haifa with Vladimir from the Raven's Basket. And Vladimir, can you tell us how this got started and the whole sort of meaning behind the name and everything?
Raven Basket, the ministry we have here, the very name of this ministry is driven from the story of Elijah when he ran from Jezebel and ravens actually fed him and were bringing food to him. So David Davis, who has very much in his heart the story of Elijah, that's how it came to be. And so we call this ministry Raven's Basket, and the ministry itself is the ministry of sharing the food. Awesome. So even as the ravens were bringing supernaturally food to Elijah, so we see that God is who is standing behind this ministry and wants to provide food to the needy in our city. And now this ministry is providing food for 400 families every month.
That's incredible.
And it's amazing to see how God is fulfilling what he promised.
What would you say are some of the needs right now of the ministry?
One of the needs of our ministry now is to give food to more people.
Right.
even though we're giving food now to 400 families, we know that there are much more. And we know that this is one of the actually very, very practical tools that God wants to show His love to the people.
Yeah.
Whenever we give food, we give a piece of God's love with that food. So we want to give it to more people, and we would appreciate, to see that ministry grow in terms of numbers, but we know that this is not about numbers only. This is about God and His wide heart that wants to reach all people who are in need.
Yeah. Can you share maybe even a story of somebody who's been affected by the receiving food?
We had one elderly lady recently that came to us, and she phoned me and she said that she wants to meet. And she was one of the recipients of the food basket in our program.
Yeah.
So when we set a meeting with her, she said very simple words: I want to be part of you. And by saying I want to be part of you, she meant I want to be part of your community, community of believers, even though she wasn't a believer and she was a Jewish lady, but she saw that there is something about us, and definitely it's not because we're so good, but because there is God who is standing behind us, and He gives us love for the people. So as we sat and talked to her, she decided to give her life and to commit her heart to Yeshua. So she received Yeshua and got born again.
Wow, that's incredible. How can our partners pray for you? How can the people watching pray for you and for the ministry that you're involved in? What would you say are one of the prayer needs?
Recently, I would say over the last year and a half, maybe as much as 2 years, we had about 200 people who prayed with us to receive Yeshua in their hearts. And now definitely we have a good problem to deal with, what to do with all these people next. And as of last week, actually, we started sort of a discipleship course. And that course is meant to invite all the people to come and to listen about what our faith is all about and what are the foundations of the faith. And so we would like really to have your support in prayer for that. And last week we also prayed for that meeting, and one of the words that God gave to us was enmity. And this is the very thing that stands between Jew and Christ. The enmity, because they always saw Jesus as an enemy of Jews. And so if you're going to be praying, please pray that God will remove that enmity, even as He did on the cross.
Well, it's incredible to see what God is doing through your ministry. And if you would like to get involved with learning more about this ministry, or if you want to help financially, and if you want to donate to this ministry and help the people in Haifa in this area, you can log on to our website. You can call our office today. You can also receive the Israel Prayer Watch to find out more about what is happening here in the land and what God is doing through all these wonderful ministries.
To make a donation or learn more about this ministry and the Israel Prayer Watch, visit us online at www.firstcenturyfoundations.com or call 1-877-628-2800.
After seeing how a shepherd could make himself a nice cheese snack in ancient times, I went to Jerusalem to meet with Rabbi Ken Spiro to learn what kosher means and about being kosher in today's modern world. I know that in Bible times that people kept kosher, and I was wondering about in today's time, is that something that Jewish people still do? Do you still follow the food laws? And if so, I mean, what are they? What does kosher food even look like?
It's perfect timing. I was about to get some 21st century kosher food, so why don't you come with me? I'll get some falafel, the ultimate Israeli food, and we'll talk a little about it.
That's like a classic.
The classic
Israeli
the quintessential.
Dish. All right, well,
okay.
So what's good in here?
Everything's good in here.
Everything's good in here?
Everything's good in here, yeah. This is one of the hidden special falafel places in Jerusalem. It's called the Yellow Corner. If you're in the old city, you know.
Right off the Cardo here, which is really well located. Now, okay, I'm looking at all this. I don't see meat.
Right.
That's one of the things I know in my limited knowledge of kosher, but I know that's the one thing you don't do. You don't
there's
mix
definitely meat.
Okay, let's get our food going.
מה נשמע?
שתיים פלאפל?
אתה רוצה גם אחד?
Yeah,
okay. You also want one? Okay, go for it.
Okay, so yeah, I noticed no meat here.
So certain things are parv. They're neither milk nor meat. Because when you're dealing with kosher, there's three issues. One is things that are always forbidden to eat. Two is an issue of preparation.
Okay. For me, hummus, spicy, eggplant,
Chatzilim.
Chatzilim, whatever he said.
That's I'm gonna work for you.
And chips. And chip. Cool. Okay, so some foods are, you said, they're
Certain
always
things are just
kosher,
forbidden.
some are
Certain
never
foods are just
kosher.
forbidden to eat. There's other foods that could be permissible depending on how they're prepared or how they're combined, because there's also combination issues like milk and meat. So there's really 3 things in there. It's not just most people think it's just you can't eat pork, but it's actually much more than that.
Or whatever, it's more than
Yeah,
that.
the pork, the shellfish kind of stuff,
Okay,
but it's actually
is
much
it cool
more
if
than
we
that.
grab our stuff? We'll
Yeah, we can
get a seat.
Yeah,
We'd love to continue talking about kosher.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is yours.
Great. Do you want to drink?
So anyways, you were starting to tell us about some foods are just, they're not kosher. No matter what you do to them, how much you pray over them, they're not kosher.
It's funny you say that because some people have said to me, you can make a blessing on this and eat it. So the first issue is that there are certain foods just not kosher that are explicitly mentioned in the Bible, and some are based on traditions that are not mentioned. The famous ones are things like pork. Mm-hmm. But all kosher animals have to have 2 signs. They have to have cloven hoof and chew their cud.
Chew the cud.
Okay. Birds, it's based on a tradition. Certain birds are mentioned, certain birds are not.
Okay.
By the way, if you look at the birds and the mammals, what they have in common is all of them are vegetarians. They're herbivores.
Okay.
You can't eat a vulture or a lion. But that's not necessarily criteria. It's just one of the interesting things you notice about kosher. The other, like fish, for instance, they have to have fins and scales.
Scales, right.
Which is why the shellfish is out, and even things like, a shark.
Dolphins.
Well, dolphin is even a mammal, but it's a shark. But it doesn't have the fins and the scales. So that's one thing. So there's certain kinds of food you can never eat no matter what. But then, like even meat that is a kosher animal, like a cow, okay, to eat it, it has to be slaughtered and prepared in a certain way. It has to be shechted. It's called shchita, which is ritual slaughtering.
Oh, okay.
Which has to be done very quickly and painlessly, severing the carotid arteries and all. It's a whole skill to learn.
Okay.
Same thing with a bird, by the way, not with fish. And then it has to be drained of blood.
Yes, that's
It's a
important.
prohibition of consuming blood. So even a kosher animal like a cow, if improperly shechted, or not, the meat has blood in it, it would be forbidden. It would be non-kosher.
Non-kosher.
So there's another example.
Right.
And the third thing is the preparation. For instance, there's a prohibition of eating milk with meat.
Okay, and
so you
that
could take
stems
kosher
from?
cheese. That's also it stems from a quote: "Lo tevashel gdi b'chalav imo." You shouldn't cook the calf in the mother's milk.
Right.
So from that, and by the way, a lot of the kosher laws are based on oral traditions and things like that. So even though that simple statement is not enough to keep kosher, Judaism is not just statements from the written text of the 5 books of Moses. There's a whole elaborate oral tradition, and there's rabbinic legislation. For instance, not eating milk with meat is from the Torah. The rabbis instituted chicken and fowl as a fence, because maybe you might think that you're eating, your chicken Kiev, for instance, which is chicken with butter, but really it's beef Kiev, and there you'll come to violate a Torah law, so there's rabbinic prohibition. So kashrut is extremely complicated. It's not just a matter of the pork and the shellfish.
Okay, so those are the 3 stages. And what about the word itself? Kosher or kashrut? Because you were saying in another episode that every Hebrew word has kind of 3 letters that anchor it. Based on that, what's the root meaning behind kosher?
So the root actually is used explicitly and only when referring to the idea of eating food.
Oh, okay.
But the best translation is dietary laws.
Okay.
Laws of correct diet in Judaism.
Okay.
And what's also interesting is people, speculate what's the purpose of kashrut.
Right. That's a big question.
Why do we eat certain things and not eat certain things? Ultimately, we don't know. Ultimately, the explanation is the creator of the universe gave the Jewish people 613 commandments. Some of those include dietary laws, and the reason we may not understand, but we understand that on some level it's good for our soul.
Exactly. We trust
It's
God
good
enough.
for our soul, and we know that God gave us
what
the
he says
Torah,
to
and
do.
that's how we do it. Exactly.
Well, Rabbi, as always, entertaining and fun. And I want to invite you guys to come with me here to Israel, to Jerusalem, to enjoy, the national food of falafel. And if you want to come with us, go to our website, firstcenturyfoundations.com. Find out when we're coming next and enjoy some kosher food in Jerusalem.
God's Holy Days, the new DVD teaching series by Joe Amaral. Filmed in a conference speaking environment, infused with rich visuals such as photos and realistic video reenactments, this series will take you on an exciting journey of discovery. In God's Holy Days, you'll learn the meaning behind many symbolic parallels that have long been forgotten by the church. Find out why most Western believers have little knowledge of these feasts, and how much there is to gain once we understand them. This 3.5-hour teaching series will show you how Jesus is both concealed and revealed in the feast of the Lord, from Passover through Tabernacles. You'll be amazed as Joe describes in detail how these feasts can still powerfully apply to all believers everywhere. Included with the purchase of this DVD is a 7-week study guide to help you personally apply these many truths. To order your copy, call right now 1-877-628-2800.
Well, guys, we started off the program way down in Jerusalem in front of the Leonardo Plaza, and now we're ending in another Leonardo Plaza, but way up in the north here in Tiberias.
Tiberias. It's been beautiful here.
It's been gorgeous, and today we've been talking about kosher laws and the kosher diet and what would Jesus eat, what did Jesus eat, and it was really cool because we kind of went from, well, first and pre-first century right up to the 21st century laws of kosher and talking about, you know, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. And the truth is that even if I had a half hour to talk just about the kosher laws, I don't think that I could do it enough justice in one episode. And in our book, Understanding Jesus, we take a lot of time and we talk about this issue. And for me, in a nutshell, I don't think we can look at it as a matter of law, as about sin or not sin, bad or good, go to hell, go to heaven. That's not the issue.
No.
In another show, we talked about the Torah being God's instructions for us. And just like with anything, any appliance you have, it comes with a set of instructions. You know, and
They're
if you
things that help the product run better.
Yeah, exactly. And we're God's product. And so I
Yeah.
think he gave us those food laws because he knew what was good for us. It doesn't matter that we're terrible people if we eat a certain food or we don't eat a certain food, but he's given us these outlines on what to eat just to keep us healthy. And so like I said, if you want more info, make sure you get a copy of the book Understanding Jesus. And I know that it'll help you. And then based on your conviction and what you read in the Word of God, you can come to a decision. And today we also featured ancient food laws, but we talked about food in context of what the believers are doing here in the land of Israel.
Well, I got to visit in Haifa at Kehilat HaKarmel, where the Ravens Basket, where they're reaching out with food distribution and helping so many families in their communities.
Which is awesome.
And reaching out and just being a blessing to them. And I know that there are viewers who would probably really like to get involved with helping them and helping them to continue what they're doing and reaching out even to more families and more people in their area. And if you'd like to do that, just give our office a call or visit our website and find out how you can do that. You can visit our ministries page and learn more about the ministries here in Israel and how they're reaching their communities with the love of God.
Amen. You know, it was a great show. I got sprayed with goat's milk. We did all kinds of fun stuff, but in the end, we came back to the premise of the show, going back to the Jewish roots of Christianity to fully and better understand Jesus. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Shalom.
Oh, just so you know, it smells really nice here.
Yeah,
Really good.
you know, somebody told me, Menachem, the smell of the donkeys didn't change from the last 2,000 years. It means that you get the full experience with your 5 signs.
Yes, all the senses.
Yeah, it's working. And
Yeah, my senses are working. Yeah.
what you smell here, it's the same smell.
Awesome.